Hello all, quick video I was just going to do on these things. I've just been getting into home automation recently, and these SmartThings is the platform I chose, which have these great little sensors, which are all very well and good, but they're all battery powered, which is really annoying. I can't be bothered changing batteries all the time. And there doesn't appear to be any mains powered or direct voltage applied powered sensors on the market that I can see, or at least aren't on a reasonable price. I mean, these sensors you can pick up for anywhere between 12 and 25 quid depending on used or new. They're not the cheapest Zigbee sensors, but you know, they're pretty good. But as I said, the main issue is that they're all battery powered, and it's a pain in the ass. Some of these, I've also got Akara ones, or Xiaomi, however you pronounce it. Slightly cheaper sensors, which are much smaller. They're a lot harder to work with due to their size, but you can do exactly the same thing to those. It's not a project you need to be scared of. It is a piece of cake. Essentially, all you do is use buck converters, which are just used to reduce the voltage, take in a higher voltage and spit out a lower voltage. So you've just got 12 volts in here, goes to the buck converter, which is set at 2.96 volts, and then that outputs here, and then that would be connected to these SmartThings sensors. Any number of them. You can either get sensors, you can get buck converters that will actually fit in here. So you've got these tiny little ones that will actually fit inside these larger Samsung sensors where the batteries go. So if you wanted to do it neatly, you can pack them all into the sensors themselves. Depending on where you're mounting them, for these sets I have chosen to just feed 12 volts to a board here and then spit out 3 volts directly to these, as they're all going within fairly close proximity to each other. So there shouldn't be any voltage drop. If you are running longer lengths, then do stick with the 12 volts and do the conversion down at the sensors themselves. Getting into them is really simple. You essentially just drill a hole in the case, stick some wires through and solder them onto these terminals. I've made a post on the ST community. I'll add that to this video, and I will also include an image link where I've uploaded quite a few photos while I was doing this job, so you can see what the PCBs inside each of them, each of the popular sensors look like, and then potentially give it a go yourself. Any questions, feel free to ask, but there's the basics. Of normal disclaimer, getting 12 volt power supplies, obviously you need to have those mains wired. I would suggest getting in a professional if you don't know what you're doing. Power supply wise, I always use Meanwell power supplies. They're pretty high quality and fairly well renowned. I wouldn't use any of the cheap Chinese stuff in the house. I'll stick to the Meanwell stuff. So any doubts, stick with Meanwell. Normally be pretty good. As I said, any other questions, log a comment. Thank you very much.